Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fableheim and Iratus, Wrath of the Necromancer. We resume our journey in Eternal Harvest 3 for the grim harvest at the very end of the first floor. Today, we will begin with our combat against the Mistress, the brand new first floor boss, who we have faced once before, so I know what to expect and what not to do. Learn that the hard way, but before we go ahead and challenge her, we're going to equip the Terrifying Visage. This will allow all minions to deal 10% extra damage. I don't know why it says receive 10% extra damage, but the wording is just weird. But don't worry, it gives them 10% more damage.
It embellishes my undead features, no?
It does, it does. I also want to talk about the Ring of Terror. We got this last time, and I was kind of on the fence about it. It increases the baseline chance that an enemy will die due to a heart attack by 10%. Now, I was actually told by Solus, who I trust, that this is actually pretty good. The chance increase is quite noticeable, but it is worth noting that it goes here.
Finally, this item finds its way into my
so,
hands.
As good as it is, I would not use it on Eternal Harvest over the Shackles of War. You might be able to get away with it in Good Always Wins, where the chance for inspiration is low, but possible. But, of course, you can use it freely in More Pain and Cakewalk if you enjoy playing on those difficulties. The other thing I wanted to mention that Solus talked about was, again, we lost the first Karnania. And, courtesy of Deity Lurker, who had a name suggestion for our Bone Golem, well, they had two. But, and as tempting as Bone Daddy was, it was tempting. We're going to go with Karnania the second because they gave me a good reason. We received Karnania's brain, and we got the stack of bones back. So it was basically like Karnania was never gone. We'll just put the second to keep track of how many times I kill him. But it was worth noting that the Bone Golem's survivability is kind of deceptive. Because if you've been playing for a while, you kind of get used to him just being unbreakable. But that comes about by a combination of two items, the stack of bones and the armored plates. We don't have the armored plates. That reduces all damage received by 10%. So, at Solus's suggestion, we're going to go into alchemy and throw away more parts and create the steel spikes. This reduces physical damage received by 10%.
Ah, the smell of successful alchemy.
Also, because I'm greedy, I'm going to make the Manticore, which increases physical damage dealt by 10%. These are baseline items that you can craft at any point with 3 of a very specific crafting piece. I usually don't use any of them, but of them, I do like the Soul Gem the most. Everything else is kind of meh. But I do think the Misery Cord, I call it the Manticore, it's the Misery Cord, and the Steel Spikes are pretty good starting items. It's just, you know, you want to make sure you have enough parts to get away with making these. Because as I mentioned, physical attack is the most relevant. There's more physical attacks than magical attacks. I don't know what I was trying to say, but that's what that's what I meant to say. Star Platinum's going to get 10% more physical damage because, of course, the Moaning Chains are physical attack. And I think me and Kidvets have determined this is the BDSM composition. Because Karnania exists to get punched in the face. The Fair Lady of Izalith fatal bondages everybody. And Star Platinum has the Moaning Chains to slap people with. This is just an SMN cosplay. I'm not quite sure what the Reaper's doing. Burning people? There are people that are into that, right? Like wax burns or something. And last thing to talk about was courtesy of Mario Roman. Thank you. And hello. We were talking about the artifacts. And how, with these blue artifacts, the artifacts that you equip, you can only have one of a kind. And Mario Roman also has come to that conclusion, saying that if you have all of the relics all the artifacts that are available on a certain floor, you will instead, whenever you come across a chest or something, get a consumable artifact, just as you would if you were to approach a cultist while having the class item in your inventory. They'll give you a random consumable instead. The same thing will happen if you have all of the potential artifacts. They also are the third person now to talk about the Dead Lake giving you something that you've tossed away. which is interesting. Unfortunately, I don't believe there's any way we can really concretely come to an answer whether that's supposed to happen or not without looking at the code, like getting way in there. But as we continue to accumulate more pieces and, you know, hoard more things, I will be disintegrating very specific artifacts to see if I can replicate that experience, just so we have, you know, more anecdotes. Because lots of anecdotes usually means something is true. That was a lot of talking. But hey, you ready to fight the first boss? I am! Here we go. Here we go. The Mistress is far from a common slave driver. She is, in fact, the spoiled, rebellious daughter of a prominent noble, always using small folk in her cruel games. She eventually committed a crime so unspeakable that even her father could not shield her. Sentenced to the mines, she was made a taskmaster due to a few bribes. But it turned out that she is quite excellent at the job. As far as she is concerned, she finally found a role she enjoys. Only the ascent of a certain necromancer threatens to spoil her fun. Oh, we're gonna spoil it, alright. Hey, she's into BDSM too. Alright, this is the new boss for the first floor, the Mistress, in case you haven't seen her before. She is, I actually think she's pretty straightforward, but there's one thing you must never do, and that's hit her. When receiving damage, all allies instantly attack the minion that dealt damage, ignoring redirection. After dying, all allies act twice and deal 300% more damage. As you can see, she only has 150 vigor and 150 sanity, so she's not hard to kill, but you definitely want to kill her friends first. I made the mistake in my first fight with her. By the way, the 3 slots here are just random minions from the first floor that can pop up here. I made the mistake in our first encounter with her of using the Blood Phantasm's ult attack, his Wrath ability, and putting everyone on fire.
Released.
It turns out that if you burn or otherwise curse or debuff dot somehow the Mistress, not only will her minions attack you when you inflict the burn, but they will also attack you when she takes damage from the burn. So, yeah. I died real fast. I still persevered, though. So that's why I think this isn't the hardest fight in the world. If I can win with 3 minions on Eternal Harvest 1, I think we're going to be okay. I think I'm going to reap this dude, so let's start working on the next. Shall we? Oops, I'm not going to reap that dude because I didn't. I'll just kill him.
One more for the stockpile.
It's fine. I didn't have enough wrath. So while we're burning everything down to the ground, I wanted to talk very briefly about my plan. Because we are sitting on 2 Crowpaw, and I do wholly intend to use them, and because I'm mad, just a little bit. The insane type, not the angry type. I do think I'm going to try to concoct a dual channel damage build for the first time in the history of the channel. I usually do not recommend them because it's usually just best to focus on one type of damage. Like, you either kill them through vigor or kill them through stress and don't usually try to do both. Well, I think it's time we try to do both.
Borne was your first mistake.
And we will be using...
Your life.
Thank you, Iratus. We will be using the Fallen Dhampir with the Crowpaw to do so. And I think, actually, that the Fair Lady, for once, we might actually be able to use her one and only Dread attack. Well, that was 248 damage. All right.
Mine is the winning side.
I am a superior BDSM contributor. The venom spikes once again. So if our fair lady should fall, which I do not hope, of course, we do have the replacement item for Mujer Araña. Alright. That was pretty easy. I told you, I think that fight's pretty straightforward. I like it a lot just because it's a very simple fight, whereas the original first floor fight, the Taskmaster, he can kind of surprise you sometimes. And he summons minions, and she doesn't resummon her minions. So it's a lot more fun, I think. I like the idea of the permanent minion. Anyway, what are we doing with Star Platinum here? I don't know. I guess we can go with the mark. Sure. We'll take the one that gives me more attack.
My enemies are in for a nasty surprise.
And then I'm going to level up attack. Suflatus. Suflatus. So I didn't even get to finish my thought with the dual channel thing. The Reaper actually is one of the characters, the new character that can facilitate the dual channel thing by scaling his ult, his Wrath ability, the Scythe, off both Missing Vigor and Sanity. And with the Fallen Dhampir using her Wrath ability, we're going to chunk Sanity real fast. So, like, I can see it where turn 1, the Dhampir blows someone up, turn 2, Suflatus reaps them. The problem here is that even though the Fallen Dhampir's Wrath ability can be reduced to 20 Wrath, the Reapers cannot be reduced in cost. It's always going to be 65. So somehow, some way, we're going to have some serious Wrath generation. We can help facilitate that with the Hateful Dissection to generate additional Wrath, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. So we're going to pick this up. Also worth mentioning, if we do want to try and commit to the stress build, like super hard, the Agony Fire was not the correct decision, but... Oh, this is actually better for a dual channel build because it deals more damage. But we could go with Spectral Flow upgrade here, which is the only other stress attack he has. We could do that. And we probably want to be putting some points in Dread just to keep things kind of fluctuated. But if we're going to have Suflatus in the front line, he can't use his Agony, and he's going to need to be pretty durable, which the Reaper can become, but I don't know if he can become that if you're dumping points into both of his offensive stats. Does it make sense? I hope it does. Speaking of making sense, I'm probably just gonna hold this point. For the fair lady, I talked very briefly about this, but you can upgrade her Spider Strike into Spider Hex, giving her 1 singular stress attack. If we're trying for a dual build, though, it might just be worth getting the stronger debuff. It's only 4, but 4 could be a big deal, you know? Could be a big deal. I guess we'll go with Spiky Cocoon.
Now, prove yourself worthy of my investment.
I do really like the Spiky Cocoon. So I think, in the spirit of the Spiky Cocoon, we'll just keep hoarding points for a Vigor. Ah, Karnania the Second. Congratulations. I want the pull. This one. Last time I went with Terminate just for the 5 additional health. I really don't care about what it does, but I think this time we're going to grab Onslaught because this gives us an additional pull. And it lets us use this from any position, which is pretty nifty. It's pretty neat. Alright. Is that everything? I think so. We can upgrade the library. Again, the obelisk and the library, I believe, are the most important of the buildings. We'll sacrifice this random vampire we obtained. And now we're almost done. Of course, the library giving us additional experience every time we win combat that's not a quest. Ready to leave? To the second floor of the Dwarven tunnels. I am definitely, totally not afraid of what we're going to find here. Nope. No, sirree, not me. Why would I be? The hunger for wealth had long since become the only virtue among the hardy Dwarven folk. Gone are their ancient traditions along with the names of their ancestors, but what was more powerful, logic or some dead dwarf rotting away into dust? Their ruthless scientists and alchemists knew the answer to that question, and the human kingdom was more than willing to facilitate their experiments. They have grown rich and feared, setting up their own enclave and becoming the default overseers of the mines. As always, ooh, easy fight. Get those. This is triple Dwarven Warrior. You don't get to see this every day. Wait a minute, why do you all have 2 block? Wait, isn't 2 block the default? Do I spit on them or do I pull them? I guess we'll pull. So the Dwarven Warriors are like the basic warrior. You really don't have anything to be afraid of with him. but they can kind of catch you off guard if you aren't paying attention, which, you know, 50-50 sometimes. By which I mean they have a buff they can give themselves, which gives them additional armor, and then they have an attack which can deal damage based off of said armor. So it can be very dangerous if you're not paying attention to their buffs or let them stack up their armor a lot, either by themselves or with assistance from other friends. There's the buff. But I'm pretty sure I'm just going to reap that thing and call it a day. So I'll reap the buffed one and slap this one.
As worthless as you were in life, you will be worth something in death.
And spit on you. One reason to scale the attack of the Reaper, even if you're trying to use him as like a dread functionality, his ult, his wrath attack, scales off of attack. So it is worth leveling that up even if you have no intention of being an attack Reaper. I'm also just going to let Suvlatus get this kill. Alright. Easy first fight. Thanks, game. I appreciate it. I'm even at full health again.
Mop up the gore. I'd hate to see plants using it as fertilizer.
I think we're going to build the excavation now. I need a skeleton for that. This has a chance to find us a part. Is it 8%? I can build a skeleton, right? No. Hey, remember that weapon that I made? Please don't be high quality.
It's no gold, but it will do.
Is it worth it to use 3 parts to make the skeleton to build the excavation? I don't know. Oh, it's 40%. Okay, never mind.
The excavation is far too extensive. No, this was not the result of a battle. All these bodies were placed here deliberately.
But I think it is worth bringing this online to just start farming parts for us passively. Wait, are we going to have another divergent? I like zigging, though. I guess we can kind of zig. Wait, what? They're just diamonds. Okay, this is a layout, I guess. All right. Second floor. What do we know about the second floor? Dwarves. Bearded halflings. All right. Lots of steals over here. Holy crap. We can get a soul spring. Like I mentioned, I enjoy zigging and zagging, which means like we would go, for example, if we went over to the right here, we would then kind of pivot left and cross the map. Looks like I'm hitting a quest no matter which direction I take. That's exciting. 2 quests no matter which direction I take. Oh, dear me. It's kind of annoying that I have to decide so early on which path to commit to. There are a few items I would really like to fish for. As mentioned, spider mandibles and ashes will just bring the Dhampir idea to a whole new level. We are very short on artifacts, however, having only 1 that is useful. So it could be good to pick up an item. There are a few that would be great, like the grappling hook, probably too early for the ropes of potence. Going to the right here, we'll hit quite a few soul springs, allowing us to build up the graveyard faster, which is all fine and dandy. Or we can just go this way, commit to the steals. There's an altar, there's an altar. So many good choices. We go right here, and then we spin left. Go this. If I go left and then right, I hit a ton of coffins. Alright, it's fishing time. Let's fish. We're going to go left, hit all these steals, and then we're going to go right. Soul Spring, coffin, chest, coffin, chest. Soul Spring, quest, Soul Spring. It's good to me. Here we go. To the left, to the left. Well, this was terrible. We have the Jester's Visage. We got this earlier. Significantly increase the chance to be attacked by an enemy. I don't like this item on anything except the Shade. And even then, the 6th floor has enemies that now hard counter that shade. Feels bad. The Bane Aura increases Iratus' spell power by 15. Not bad. And the Alchemist's Hand. Whenever Iratus uses a potion, the minion restores 10% vigor. I feel like this is not good.
My sense of direction might be getting rusty.
Iratus, my sense of direction was always rusty. So make up the Bane Aura.
Oh, for my future kingdom.
I guess I can just slap this onto Soufflatus for now. Soufflatus' item is better than the Bane Aura. But, you know, for now. Alright. Let's go slap some barbarians. Berserkers. Barbarians are next floor. Oh boy. Alright, welcome to the threat, the real threat of this floor. The Berserkers. I don't know why I want to keep calling them barbarians. So the thing about the Berserkers is they hard counter stress compositions. They do not escape, they deal 30 stress damage to itself at the start of each of its actions. For every 10 points of sanity missing, gain 1 attack. And they have 240 sanity. So you can see why, unless you just immediately melt them with a stress team, you probably want to be cautious around these things. But even if you aren't using a stress team, they still deal stress damage to themselves to gain additional attack. But that might not be too threatening by itself, but they also have a 51% luck. So their extreme luck combined with that makes them quite threatening to most compositions. So what I'm saying is that we're going to ignore this dude, even though he just buffed himself up and slightly spoops me. We don't care. We're going to kill the Berserkers. They are the priority target, so they don't do that. Also, fun fact. Well, he's dead next turn. Fun fact, the Berserker in the 3rd or 4th position can only throw their hammers or do the movement thing. They can't actually do their double attack, which is what chunks your front line. So that's neat. That's pretty neat. Here. It is worth mentioning that the Fatal Bondage of Our Fair Lady of Izalith does indeed reduce damage. You can't forget that it's there. Just because it's there to remove Blank and Ward, don't forget its other purpose. Uh-oh. Don't be Berserk. Well.
So, this is what 1,000 years of evolution looks like? Yeah, pathetic.
At least it wasn't with all remaining strength. Although he probably would have died from that, wouldn't he? Oh. I think Spider Venom's going to kill this one, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because I'm not going to get healed from it. But okay, it went well.
You know, if this keeps up,
oh, a second brain.
Done purging the world ahead of schedule.
This is actually really good for Soufflatus. Start of each round, the minion receives 3 attack and 3 dread until the end of combat. It would also be pretty good on the Fallen Dhampir. I'm hesitant to equip it because I already know what I want on Soufflatus. Ooh, Fate. Fate is also good. But we're rushing.
Spells, hexes, curses, all are at my command.
We're rushing Dispel. So, I hope no one is surprised. I think Dispel is low-key probably the best spell in the game. I'm debating if we want to spend these 25 Digger's Souls on anything. It might be worth getting the statue up, so I can actually spend my mana and not feel too bad about it. Gives me 8 mana. So I'll recover 13 at the end of every combat. With the Arcana onto Deluvia talent. We're definitely going to need the Abode. I guess we'll just hoard. Hoarding is fine. Okay. What we'll do is we'll probably hoard for the final rank of the Obelisk, and then we'll go ahead and build the statue before we build the final rank of the library. I think that's the plan. Oh dear. Berserker, Warrior, Alchemist, and Treasurer. Joy. Look at that, 4 block and ward. 4 block and ward. Trying to think of who's the most annoying here. Obviously, the Berserker is not good for us, but the Alchemist is also a bit of a pain. I'm just trying to remember what he does. Treasurer is also bad news. Bad news bears. Yep, I knew that. Probably gonna just reap this and move on. Ow. I could have just waited for Karnania the second's turn, but let's just heal up.
Ooh, this one voided its bowels just as it died.
Healing is important. I can now pull this. At least. We'll slap the Berserker.
Gonna leave a mark.
Look at that slave. Yes. Have one stack. Have a bite. I am 5 away from being able to reap, so I should be able to. Once this turn ends. Yep. 69. Nice. We're going to protect our fair lady. I hope no one is surprised. We're reaping the Berserker. So I'm slapping the Treasurer. Yep. I think I played this decently well. I think. I would really like to heal, but I'd also like to remove your block. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I guess we can afford to be a little aggressive now that the Berserker is dead. I should probably ward Star Platinum again. Snap. Okay, he's dead. I think it was the Venom again, yeah. Oh, I needed to Cocoon. We'll see if we can get some free healing off of this. So what we'll do is we'll just Cocoon and set him on fire with Suflatus. Oh, that's unfortunate.
As your suffering ends, your service begins.
The Destruction Maul. This item, at the start of combat, all enemies lose 1 block and 1 ward. Actually decent.
Ah, fetching.
Unfortunately, though, on Eternal Harvest 3, it seems that there's no such entity with just 1 block or ward. If anyone has 2 or more. Suflatus, I think you're waiting. Ah, fair lady. Have some more vigor. I think vigor is more important than... I really don't want to sack any of those. More important than armor or resistance? I feel like armor and resistance is a later game thing. Iratus? Ooh, we can do this, right? Sure. I believe. Mostly. I mostly believe. This would be a good time for... I'm just gonna Cocoon. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. I also lost my train of thought. It's a good time for something, but I don't remember what. I could try and roll a stun here. That would actually save a lot of damage, but we'll just heal. Ignition. I guess the biggest concern would be if this Berserker tosses an axe on Star Platinum, he might just collapse. This isn't a whole lot of damage. We'll set up the Reap, I think. They also have a lot of initiative. Holy crap. 12 baseline. Oi, it's like you heard me. I knew Cocoon was the correct call. Get back in it. Alley-oop.
Toss them in with the rest.
Okay, now they can't throw axes anymore, so our backline should be safe. I guess there wasn't a point in delaying. I'll go ahead and give our fair lady one block. This is an instance where the double block would have been preferable to the bone ward, but hey. I think I can reap you if I do this. Maybe? Let's find out. Nope. Ah, so close. And yet, so far.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
I wanted Stuflatus to get that kill, but he had a lot of a lot of sanity loss. So that would have been pretty risky. This strategy, or our Dhampir hybrid strategy, wow. Would also be pretty risky against this.
Step towards my eternal kingdom.
Hey. 69. What's life without a little risk? It's time for experience. We actually have 4 talent points. Would it be worth going for Dark Enlightenment? Not getting Dispel is pretty sketch. Alright, we'll get Dispel.
Hey, I want to show you a little magic trick.
So we're going to do now... I'd like to pick up Fate as well, to guarantee crits. That will work out pretty well with Star Platinum. But I would also like our near-ish future to involve getting Overwhelming Ire and Dark Enlightenment to see if we can actually support the idea of Dhampir and Reaper. I'm going to have to heal for this. Also,
behold my work.
My brain drop rate is not pretty. Not pretty at all. Oh look, now he's at 3 out of 3. How quaint. What is this? Wow, 66 luck. We have a few problems here. I'm trying to think of how to solve them. Namely, this thing is going to be a pain in the butt. And not just a little one either. I think I can out-initiative them with the Fair Lady. Would that help me at all? I don't know. I'd bring my luck below with a muck. I might as well try it. Might as well do something. Yeah, Fair Lady now is faster than all of them. I'm going to put block on Star Platinum because he's marked by the Marksman, which I'm pretty sure just lose all initiative and evasion. Musketeer attacks deal more damage. The mark is a spell when the target moves, yeah. Wait, does that mean I could have moved you, dispelled it, and then 8 Eternal? Well, either way, I'm slapping the Treasurer. I'm going to have to Cocoon, because I'm very afraid of what's about to happen. Uh-oh. Hey, look, Cocoon was the correct call. Can I live? I'm going to have to reap this.
Ooh, I didn't think it would be this easy.
For the health.
Curses.
Yep, I saw that coming. That was a full one-shot. The first of the series. Fantastic. That's why the Musketeer is a huge threat, but I couldn't reach him with the pole. I either roll the stun or I block for the lady. Let's roll the stun. Nailed it. Unfortunately, without Star Platinum, our damage is kind of low. I think I can still make it, but it's going to be close. Don't be. Cocoon time. I think I can reap the Berserker.
Good, good. More materials. Yeah. Ooh, I didn't think it would be this easy.
Between his lost sanity and his lower vigor, I had enough to kill him. That's why the Reaper is so good. Well, one of the reasons they're so good. I can reap the Musketeer as well. One threat remains. And his sanity is very low. It's actually probably pretty good for me. Because that means I can reap you if I had the Wrath. Should be able to reap him next turn, or I can guarantee it. Let's see if I can get him to hit me. If he can hit Suplatus, I can negate it all. Let's see what he does, though. Oh, he did that. Don't. Okay. It wasn't...
Strength through pain.
For a minute, I thought it was with all remaining strength. I'll delay, because I can do this for any turn. Get some additional healing. Ooh. That was a tough fight.
Predictable outcome.
We got the brain back, which is important. Oops. I mean to click on you, dear. Alright. We will remake the Blood Phantasm. It is part of our composition after all. I guess... Hold on. What if we just flat pivot now? Oh, that's so risky. If we just do a hardcore pivot right now with the Dampier, we might be able to do it, actually. Like I said, it's super risky, though. The reason being our Wrath generation is not enough to facilitate constant Terror Blast plus this. Alright, I'll just put the Reaper. Or the thing again. Please don't die. I do have a name.
You, my bloody hand, I of vengeful eye.
Unfortunately, we don't have the Serpent Skull here, so... Feels bad. But, Moaning Chains... The Mark and the Heal? Is that what we went with? Yeah, we got the Heal, and I'm going to actually pick up Grand Transfusion here.
Get back to battle.
There is a build where you use the Rage Injection to just constantly buff up your friends, but we're not using that build. We're also going to put two accuracy, sure. Attack, 1 health. Be a little bit more defensive this time, sure. Sure, some luck. I don't know if I want to give any items to you, though. We do have 2 Essence of Minds. I like this skin so much. Okay, this name suggestion is from Mac. Thank you, Mac. It is an Aztec god of death and the king of something. Mictlantecutli. Mictlantecutli. We're gonna go with that. And yeah, I'm a big fan of gods of death for the series, which makes sense, of course, being the supreme lord of the dead. We'll restore our vigor to full because I don't want to sack any more parts. I'm not afraid. I'm totally afraid. This might be the last combat for today, so let's end it with a bang, shall we? Part of me wants to pick up Hail of Teeth, actually. Let's do that.
Ooh, this will do nicely.
This can help us peel off block so the Fair Lady can do other things. Because we saw there that some encounters, the Fair Lady just needs to hide. She can't stand up to assaults. See? This is the Elite Automaton, the 2-position minion for this floor. Does not escape, cannot be moved, takes up 2 adjacent positions, immune to ignition, immune to stress, explodes when starting their turn with 10% or fewer vigor, dealing 75% magical damage to all minions. I do find it kind of strange.
Don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather incoming.
Ever so slightly strange that the explosion damage is actually lower on the 2nd floor than it is on the 1st floor. But hey, I'm not going to complain too much. You are level 10, right? I think so. Miklantikutli. That's going to be a name. Miklantikutli. That hurt like hell. Okay. I don't suppose I can just kill you with this. I might actually be able to. Let's try.
Don't know why. There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather
Lull.
incoming.
The power of damage over time. Unfortunately, I think I have to leave the automaton to the ends. Unfortunately. Ow. Karnanya? I'm not going to say it. The last time I said it, he immediately fell over. But you aren't allowed to die. Alright, this should be dead next turn then. I don't want to deal with you then. I'll wait, I guess. That hurt a lot, thing. I need to spit on this. To recover some mana. I don't know if I can actually stack this debuff. But we're going to find out. Immune to ignition, right?
Maybe I'll craft this one into furniture.
So I'm probably going to be spamming Hateful Dissection. Just to generate a bunch of wrath. For reaping purposes. Might just open up with a reap, honestly. Since I'm at full wrath. Definitely worth it to stack the Spider Venom. Look at that, 93 vigor. That's nuts. The Black Widow is so good now. Oh good, I have a ward on you. Perfect. I'm pretty sure this does magical damage. But because I can't hover it, I'll just play it safe. Miktalanta clearly can't die right out of the gate. Okay, it was a ward. Perfect. Oh, I can stack the spit. Okay, hold on. I need to reposition. Bye! 116 from fully stacked Spider Venom. That's actually insane. It gives me an idea, too. Gives me an idea. So one interesting thing about the Reaper is that he can actually get up to 20 armor and resistance. But it is very expensive to do so. Very expensive. So you can also have quite a few. You can have 2 wards and blocks. Okay. I thought it was more than that for some reason. Go ahead and pump up attack a little bit more. For our fair lady. She get up to 10 armor and resistance. And it's also expensive. For some reason. Sure? What does your luck look like? 18? 31? I still haven't decided. You can let me know what you feel about the hex here. Oh. Probably won't be able to see, though. You can still let me know, but I'm probably going to be picking here very soon. It's obelisk time! Here's the shade. We've seen the shade, right? Sacrifice before? I have to use it. Wow. Alright.
I will cast a long shadow over my foes.
He's headless. Oh, I didn't notice that 2 of the original skins don't have feet. But this skin and this skin do. This is the summer skin, right? I still haven't gotten my Halloween skins back. Feels bad. In you go. The obelisk is complete. Every minion next to it generates 3 to 5 Digger Souls after victory, except quest battles. So I think we'll, no, we'll get this. We'll pick this up. This will be the epic conclusion. Are we rewarded?
Every war needs its generals.
Good vets. Show me. Please. Just, please show me. The ashes of the Burned Witch. Oh, the Cannibal Jaw. The Cannibal Jaw, the minion receives 24 attack and 24 dread when an ally dies. This is a pretty popular build, the sacrifice build. But it's super tricky to pull off. And I've never liked it. But hey, we can try, I guess. If we... That's going to be like a moment of desperation. We're screwed, so I'm going to do this. Next time we'll begin, though, with an epic combat. Oh dear. We have an elite... What even is that? Is that a trader? Elite trader, elite alchemist, elite oracle, and elite treasurer. Also known as the fight of many blocks and wards. We need more stuff. We need more tools in our arsenal. I think once we pick up Fate, we're going to be spamming out the EH3. I want pretty much everything here, except maybe Battle Eternal. I don't care much about that. But everything else I think I want. Can also pick up some more luck. Yeah, we'll think about it next time. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the slaughtering of the Mistress and the beginning of the Dwarf Tunnels. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye!